Travis Scott needs to be in the big three conversation. And yes, I am dead ass serious about that. I say this because Travis Scott has the track history and the numbers and everything, in my opinion, to back it up. And I think, in my opinion, he should be over J. Cole. And I'm going to prove this with a lot of points. So, Travis Scott has been in the game for about a decade now, just like Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. And I know they all came up around the same time. Not Travis Scott, he came out a little later than them, but the longevity's still there. Clearly, if you're still popping a decade later, because he's outselling J. Cole, in my opinion, any day, easily, just off streams alone. Doesn't even need bundle deals. So that leads me to my next point on what really makes someone part of the big three. Because obviously we have Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. They have proven longevity, they have proven quality, and they have proven commercial success, right? And consistency. Okay? They might not be your favorite rapper. You know, Drake gets a lot of hate these days, but he is the numbers guys. He's bragged about it plenty of times on a bunch of his tracks, dozens of tracks, and everything like that. So obviously we need to account for that, but he has proven quality as well because classics on him, like Take Care or Nothing Was the Same. J. Cole, same thing. For Your Eyes Only, 2014 Forest Hill Drive. Kendrick, he's got To Pimp a Butterfly, Mad City, and all those things like that. And Travis Scott, in my opinion, has that too. He has that catalog to back it up. He has Rodeo, he has Astroworld, and probably soon to be Utopia. It's the most streamed rap album of this year and last year. Just let that sink in. Yeah. And currently, Travis Scott outsold everyone's last album. All of their last albums, he's outsold. Outsold Drake's, Kendrick's, and J. Cole. Yes, I know there's bundle deals, but you gotta play the game. And Travis is playing the game smart because he knows he has fans who are going to buy his album. Therefore, he can sell more. And that's exactly what he did with Utopia, and it was smart as hell. So, credit to Travis for getting away with that. But let's talk about it because, in my opinion, J. Cole just doesn't got it anymore. I know Drake is probably having his worst year of his career right now. Yeah, he's still doing fine. But in terms of everyone's hype level, I think J. Cole might have the least hype for his next album. Kendrick obviously has the most hype out of all of them because of the beef. You know, it was cool, quite the trade-off for him because he's gained a lot more hype for his next album. Although I don't know when he'll drop it. It'll be a missed opportunity if he doesn't drop it this year. J. Cole, on the other hand, dropped a random surprise album earlier this year, sold like 100K units, put it on screen. No one really cared about it. No one talks about it. Just came and went. I don't know why he released it. It was a pretty poor choice in my opinion. When Travis Scott recently just announced that he is going to drop Days Before Rodeo, and I think it's going to be a defining moment whether or not he should be in the discussion. Days Before Rodeo is Travis Scott's debut mixtape. Debut album, I'm not sure. But it's not on DSPs. On digital streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, and all those platforms. So he's re-releasing that next week on August 23rd, I believe. And is this going to prove whether or not he really is a big dog or not? Top three, in my opinion. In the big three. Put him over J. Cole. That's why the thumbnail looks that way. Travis Scott, my prediction, he's going to sell 200K first week with Days Before Rodeo. Barely with the rollout. Because he knows how the game works. He's going to utilize it to his advantage. He's going to use his fans. He's probably going to sell it on vinyls and everything. Maybe some bundle deals. Cool. Maybe a discount like he did with Utopia. And he's smart like that. It's no rollout. And I still think he's going to sell 200K. Basically, off just a surprise and just a cult following. Because that's what he has. With that in mind, why shouldn't he be part of the big three conversation? Right? You got Drake who drops a surprise album and sells 200K. J. Cole did that and sold about 100K. If Travis can do this, basically, within a week of hype, I'm putting him in the big three. I'm sorry. I just think that justifies it because he's got everything. He's got longevity. He's got the catalog. He's got the fan base. He's got the commercial success, and he's gonna prove it again with re-releasing an album. It's like he's doing a Taylor Swift thing. I know Taylor Swift does that all the time. She re-releases stuff. Travis is doing that. This is a decade-old album. Some people have already heard it, and I still think he's gonna sell 200K because he's grown since then significantly, because that was a decade ago. I never heard it, and I know a lot of people never heard it either, because Travis Scott's gotten that mainstream to the point where a lot of people just don't listen to his older stuff, especially if it's not on DSPs. So my prediction, he's gonna sell 200K first week with that mixtape, album, whatever. I don't know if it's gonna be updated or not. I don't think so. So I'm excited for it. I'm gonna listen to it. Heard good things about it. I don't know. Just gonna go in with a naked eye. So with that said, I just want to know if anyone agrees with me or not with who is really the big three, right? In my opinion, it's Drake, Kendrick, and Travis Scott. I'm putting Travis Scott over J. Cole because I just don't think J. Cole has that swagger anymore. He's lost that luster, especially with the beef thing. He opted out, basically said, you know what, I'm cool off this. You guys can do your thing. Smart, really, because no one really came after him. No one said anything horrible about him. None of that. There was a trade-off with that because now people are just looking at him as like, oh, he's just a nice guy. He's just a dude. He doesn't want any smoke with anyone. And it's like, that's cool, that's respectable. But Travis Scott, he's just done so much. He has influenced so many people. I know people like to say that Kanye influenced Travis Scott, and that might be true because he said that on Utopia. Well, not on Utopia, but during the tour of Utopia, he was basically saying, without Kanye, I would not be here, which is probably a fair point. But Travis Scott has influenced so many people, right? He's influenced millions. He's created masterpieces, classics, in my opinion, like Astro Road and Rodeo, and many more to come, probably. Right? When was the last time Drake, Kendrick, or J. Cole dropped a, as an impactful album as Utopia? Because Travis Scott just did that. Utopia is breaking records like every day, it feels like. It has, I think, about 4 billion streams already, and it released a year ago. That's unheard of for a rap album. It's outperformed so many popular albums to this day. It's already, I think, soon to surpass Certified Lover Boy, and Certified Lover Boy came out 3 years ago. I'm just saying that Travis Scott should at least be considered in the big three discussion. I know people are always like debating who it is. Like, usually I'm just like, if you're not commercially successful, you can't even sell 200K first week, you're not in the question. And if you're not relevant for at least a decade, you can't be discussed. And Travis Scott has those accolades. And he has proven it time and time and time and over again. Whether you like it or not, Travis Scott's that ability. I know a lot of people want to use that argument where, oh, he doesn't know how to rap. Sure, his lyrics aren't like the best. But that's not the point. We're not saying Kanye is the GOAT because of his lyrics. We're saying Kanye is the GOAT because he's good at making music. Music is something that sounds good to you. And Travis Scott makes music that sounds good to me, a lot of people, including me. And if you can do that, why can't you be a GOAT? Why can't you be in the big three conversation? Because in my opinion, I'm going back to more Travis Scott songs than I'm going to J. Cole songs. Alright, I'm not here looking for lyrics. And if I am, I probably wouldn't go to Travis Scott. But at the end of the day, I'm here for music that I think sounds good to me. You can have great lyrics, and the song could sound good too. That's the best of both worlds. I'm sure everyone would want that. And Travis Scott doesn't really have that, but that's okay. In my opinion, you don't need that. There's a reason why people like Cardi exist. Playboy Cardi has like no bars. Doesn't know how to rap, in my opinion. Has terrible lyrics. But you know what he knows how to do? Make a good sound and make music sound good to someone's ear. And that, in my opinion, is what Travis Scott has done. And it's impressive. And for that reason, I'm putting him in the big three conversation. That's just me. You guys can debate about it. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate about this, but that's simply just my opinion. And that is my reason on why I believe he should be considered in the big three, especially over J. Cole. Because Travis Scott has done more in the past 5 years than J. Cole has in the past 5 years. Granted that J. Cole has had a great future run, but just not enough to triumph anything that Travis Scott has done in the past 5 years. That's just my opinion.